How's it going, Modgies? It's Artifact, and I'm back in Berlin. Last week, I was actually away in France. My family have a little house out in the middle of nowhere. It's really relaxing. There's no internet or anything, no Wi-Fi, no signal. So I had no social media for like 8 days. It was really, really nice and peaceful. Last week's videos I all pre-recorded for you guys, so you had something to watch while I was away. But anyway, now I'm back. I've got a new hat, which is from my granddad, my German granddad, who unfortunately passed away last year, but he's an absolute legend. And yeah, I thought I'd take one of his hats back with me from France, because he used to live out there. Anyway, today I've got a little textured kind of bass that I've made in Vital. And this one's up on my Patreon today. Also, I'm nearly at 1.5 thousand subscribers. And as soon as I reach that, I'm going to release a free preset pack for you guys. So if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that button. Get someone else to subscribe as well, perhaps. And as soon as we get to 1.5k, I will upload a free preset pack on my website for you guys to download. Anyway, let's get into this bass today. So while I was actually out in the woods in France, we had to chop some wood to make a fire, and I was using this axe, and I recorded the sound of chopping some wood with an axe on a piece of stone. Sounds like quite a nice sound on its own, and I might use it to layer up a snare drum as well to give like a ringing sound to a snare. But for this tutorial, I thought I'd see what I can do with Vital. And let's have a quick listen to the loop that I've made here. So this is the main bass that I've made right here, and I think it sounds really nice. It's got a really nice kind of texture at the start of it, which has actually been sort of created by frequency modulating in this axe into the sine wave. And yeah, it kind of had a really nice sound already without me adding on too many effects or anything. And I've actually tracked the velocity, so if I hit it really, really lightly, it actually goes louder. It's kind of the opposite way round. But anyway, yeah, if I just loop this little section and play this sound, then I'll show you what I did to it. So basically, very simple. Just got the sample and threw it into the sample section here. And then you can do this with any like nice little short textural sample. You could get a free sound, for example. You know, find another axe or like anything that has a bit of a metallic ring to it, I suppose, because what happens is when I frequency modulated it into this oscillator 1, just putting in my sine wave here, but if you really turn it up, you hear this kind of distorted ringing kind of sound. It's almost like too much at that point, but about halfway, sounded really nice. And then when I added some unison to provide some detuning to the pitch to make it a bit wider, now the kind of sine wave moves around, and also this like ringing effect sort of goes with it, and it sounds like a really, really nice blend in my opinion here. So I just kind of beefed up the sound a bit with a few more kind of sine waves, one up and one down from the original octave here. And then that already was sounding pretty good to me as the kind of low, moody kind of sine bass with a bit of a kind of weird natural texture to it. Something maybe like you would hear like an Ivy Lab tune or something. That you often have these like kind of natural ringing like sounds, like the sound of like a swing or something like that, and with like loads of sub underneath it. So I just added on a little bit of chorus and compression and distortion and reverb, and these all come in on this LFO here, just a little bit to taste. And especially this distortion, I kind of bring up the mix of it after the initial hit of the axe, so we kind of distort the sine wave a bit afterwards, because at the beginning it was like all a bit too much. Like it's a little bit too much at the start, so I thought I'd leave it off at the beginning and modulate it up. So yeah, that's a nice little way you could make an interesting and moody kind of bass with a bit of texture on top of it, and with a bit of call and response and other basses that have more kind of forward pushing momentum mid-range stuff going on. balancing it out with something like this, you could create quite a nice vibe here. So I hope you like that tutorial today. Make sure you hit that juicy... I will shoot you if you don't hit the like button. Subscribe as well, and when we get to 1.5k, I'll release that free preset pack for you guys. Promise. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wicked day. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace.